Hello students, since you have the ability to start and stop this video presentation at will, I'm going to go pretty quickly. If you need to go back, you can always rewind this and bring it back to the point you need to hear again. But this is just a quick rundown of our lesson on street and road signs that we have been studying, and so we'll get right to it. The first sign. Now some of these signs of course are very easy and some are a little more difficult. So the first one is this sign right here. Okay, that sign of course is a speed limit sign. In this particular instance, the speed limit is 75 miles per hour. All right, and now ready for our next one. The next one, this sign means stop ahead. It does not mean stop. It simply means that there is a stop ahead. So be on the lookout for a stop sign. The next sign, as you'll notice here on the screen, is a sign that means slippery when wet. Although you don't see any precipitation on this sign, that's what it means. So whenever you see this sign, that sign means slippery when wet. Now the next one, pretty easy. Stop. Stop sign. Whenever you see that, that means when you come to an intersection, you are to come to a complete stop. This next one should be pretty easy for you. This one means that there's a school crossing ahead. You see these in a school zone, and that's what it simply means, that there will be students crossing back and forth in front of you on the road, and you should be watchful, be watching for them. The next sign simply means it's a traffic sign ahead. So a traffic signal is ahead, so you should be on the lookout for that. Next one. Okay, this one is maybe a little more difficult, but this type of sign is posted over a turning lane, and that means traffic from both directions uses this particular lane. So whenever you see that, it means you don't have that lane to yourself. There'll be people coming in that lane from the opposite direction too. So make sure you only turn into that lane when you are actually ready to turn. All right, let's go to our next one. That one was a little bit more difficult, I think, but let's now take a look at this sign. Now, this sign is telling us that it's two-way traffic. In other words, you have traffic going this direction and you have traffic going this direction, and so it is not everyone going in the same direction either way. You have two-way traffic. Whenever you see that sign, that's what that means. All right, now the next one is pretty much self-explanatory. If you see this sign, you had better stop and start looking for a way to turn around because you are going the wrong way. If you can read that sign, you are going the wrong way. All right, let's look at our next one. Pretty much self-explanatory, one of the easier ones. This one is a yield sign. And the yield sign simply means that when you're merging into another lane, that you should yield to the people who are traveling that lane. So you either need to speed up and get in front of them or slow down and get behind them, but you do not have the right of way. You must yield to the people in the road or the street that you are merging into. So that's what that sign means. Now this next sign, it means that the speed limit, as you'll notice, speed limit is 55 miles per hour. Now that's as fast as you can go legally. That's the speed limit. But on this particular sign, as you'll notice, there's also a minimum. So it is against the law to travel less than 45. If you travel less than 45 miles per hour, you're also breaking the law. So if you go faster than 55 or slower than 45, you're breaking the law. So that's what that sign means. Now the next sign is a fairly easy sign to identify and to figure out. It simply means you have come up on a crossroads. So when you ever see this sign, that means there's another road that is coming into in front of you, and you should be aware of the traffic that you're going to encounter. So be on the lookout, be careful, be aware. Okay, the next sign is again, if we just simply read it, it says do not pass. So if you are following someone, and regardless of how slow you may think they're going, If you see this sign, you should not pass, just as the sign says. All right, moving on. This next sign simply means that up ahead there's going to be an exit, and that exit number is, in this particular case, it's 88. So whenever you see this sign, there's an exit off the interstate. Usually you see these signs on the interstate, and that's what that sign means. All right, moving on to our next one. This is an interstate sign. So the designation of this particular interstate is Interstate 15, and it's in this particular instance it seems that it's located in Arizona. All right, let's move on to our next one. And this sign, first, anytime you see a red circle with a slash through it, that means there is no whatever is in here. So no right turn. That's all that means. When you see that symbol, that sign, it is no right turn. You cannot do that. Now the next one is a U-turn. This one means you cannot make a U-turn. You usually see these at an intersection where someone comes up to an intersection and all of a sudden they realize they're going the wrong way and they want to turn in the intersection and go back. But you see signs like this meaning no U-turn. You cannot do that. Find another place to turn around. Okay, the next one is a railroad crossing. A railroad crossing ahead, and so whenever you see this sign, it means there is indeed, you're coming upon where there would be a railroad crossing. All right, let's move on to our next one. This next one is a rest area. Usually, again, you'll see these on the interstate. Whenever you see this on the interstate, it means there is a rest area ahead. So you should be careful, and if you need a place to rest, obviously this is the place to do it. So the rest area is right ahead. All right, now this sign is an interesting sign. It's not as easy as the other signs, perhaps, but it means simply that there's a right side road ahead. In other words, you're on a particular lane, and right up here on your right-hand side, another road is coming into the street or the road that you're driving on. So again, this sign means right side road ahead. All right, that is all of our road signs. All right, very good.